Yeah. Assalamu alaikum to everybody from Zaid Shah and Eid Mubarak and over to my partner in crime.
You're way ahead of us. You're living in the future. Eid Mubarak. Ramadan Mubarak to everybody.
Ramadan Mubarak. Yeah, just saying that. I think this is the first Rosam man. It's mashing me up already. Hey,
What are you going to be like after 29 of these?
how you doing, Zaid?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good, thank you. Had a good result yesterday for the Wolves, for anyone who's a Wolves fan.
Mate, listen, that's phenomenal. I mean, do you know what? It's a shame because, as being a Wolverhampton City person, there's nothing better than having Wolverhampton Wanderers in the Premier Division. But unfortunately, I don't think they're going to survive, are they?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a foregone conclusion for several months now that Wolves will be going down. That's why they had to relieve the previous manager of his position.
Yeah.
I think Vitor Pereira did a great job for us last year,
Okay.
and I think he deserves to um, be a Premier League manager, and I hope he succeeds with Nottingham Forest. But I think Rob Edwards, given the position he was uh, left with,
Yeah.
he's done the best he can. We've lost so many great players. We lost Matthias Cunha to Manchester United. We lost people like Agbadu, and
Can you see yourself?
yeah, I could see myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we've done reasonably well considering. I mean, we got a fantastic result last night against Arsenal. We thrashed
Well,
Arsenal 2-2.
well, you did thrash them, and do you know what? What's fascinating is that goal from Wolves. That was phenomenal. What
The
a
the equaliser by Tom Idozi.
yeah,
Yeah, incredible. I mean, a 19-year-old lad making his debut for
yeah.
Wolves off the
Wolves.
bench.
Yeah,
And we picked him up from some academy in London. He'd basically not been signed by any sort of professional football club, even though his brother plays for Southampton.
can we touch on this in about 10 minutes as well? Because I want to expand on this
Okay.
because I think that's a magnificent point that we can talk about hidden talent. Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's
absolutely.
get back to the Wolves. Phenomenal result yesterday. And what does that show you? That shows you that if they've got the right leadership, they can,
Yeah.
they can challenge, can't they?
Oh, absolutely. I think Rob Edwards, he was brought in specifically with a mandate
Hi, Hamad.
that we are going to be going down,
Yeah.
but he was brought in to start building for next season. Next season, we're going to be in the Championship, and so he's got rid of some of the Premier League players who probably won't want to be here in the Championship. And he's trying to bring through some of the young players. I mean, the development that we've seen from people like Matthias Mane and Tom Idozi. We
Yeah.
had Luke Rawlins on the bench as well. These are young players. They've been, given their opportunity by Rob Edwards, who used to be part of Nuno's management team. He was actually a youth team coach under Nuno Espirito Santo
Okay.
7, 8, 9 years ago. So Wolverhampton Wanderers as a club are well aware of what Rob Edwards can achieve, especially when it comes to coaching young players. And so they've brought him in, I think, specifically with a mandate to improve the young players that we
Yeah.
have and build upon whatever squad is left from the
Well,
previous eras.
and I think going into the championship, it's going to be very challenging. Now, my concerns are, I think this is what I would do. I think they need to employ you as one of the, uh, analysts on the Wolverhampton Wanderers board, right? And that would help. But wait, let me finish. But I think they need to keep at least 70 to 80% of their current staff
Hmm.
who are within the Premiership, but then recruit around the Championship and bring some. My This is my personal opinion is bring some strong defenders
Yeah.
from that league because what people don't realize is the Championship is very tough
Yeah.
and very aggressive and very not challenging is one thing, but very demanding on the body as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they definitely play a lot more games than the Premier League. The Premier League's a 38 match season, whilst in the Championship it's a 46 game season. So that
Yeah,
is you're looking at 15 to 20% increase in the workload at Championship level. So you've got to be ready for that. You've got to have a bigger squad. You've got to have a squad which is more durable. We
yeah,
cannot be doing with our key players getting injured. So you need to have, I think, a more balanced squad than we have had previously. We've tended to have, say, a team which is bottom of the Premier League team, but with a couple of stars like Pedro Neto or Matthias Cunha, which has like saved us and taken the whole bunch up. But I don't think you can have those sort of fancy Dan type players in the Championship. You
you
need
can't
like real battlers.
because they'll get hit. Now you know, talking about Cunha, right? Who's a magnificent footballer. You know, when he went to Manchester United, I thought to myself, you know, he's gonna, you know, what a poor team, right? They are, Manchester United. But you know, these players like Cunha, they've gone there and they've actually turned the team around. Don't you think so?
I don't know whether it's just he's turned the team around because there's been definitely an uptick since Michael Carrick became manager and replaced Ruben Amorim. I don't know what it was about Ruben Amorim's style of play, the formation he
Was it the
adopted.
philosophy? Was it the
I think
philosophy?
it's the philosophy of football. It's maybe more suited to the Portuguese league and European football
Yeah,
rather than British Premier League, which is, I think, a lot more. As we've said, it is a more demanding level and more consistent level than any other league. So you can't have teams which just have sort of a defensive ethos to get
yeah.
by. You need to be sort of multifaceted in your approach, both in defensive, in attack, and in transition.
Yeah, I think coming back to the Wolves squad, we know they're going to get relegated,
Mm.
right? Have you got any players in mind that you would be recruiting for Wolverhampton Wanderers going into the Championship?
Well, one of our players from our Premier League squad last season, Tommy Doyle, has actually been on loan at Birmingham City this season, and he's been doing pretty well at Birmingham City. Birmingham City fans have been wanting that loan signing to be made permanent.
Yeah.
I think he can do a job for Wolves in the Championship next season. But
Okay.
also, you need those sort of like really hardy, battling type
I think so.
players with a bit of inspiration about them as well. So, one player who I know Wolves fans have often talked about because he's really shone when he's played against us is Gus Harmer. He's been around the Championship for years.
Yeah.
He's currently, I believe, at Ipswich.
Yeah.
But he's long been known to play for Sheffield United, and he was a very successful player for them. Gus Harmer's one name. Sam Morsey, a name familiar to some in the Wolverhampton community. He's was part of the Wolves Academy as a youth team player, and then he went on and had a very good career in Championship and lower leagues with teams such as Ipswich. So these sort of players, I think, who've been around the Championship,
Yeah.
maybe have a link with Wolves of some sort. If they came back, I think they'd be really positive additions. But you were talking about central defenders, and I'm not quite sure which
How you doing,
central
guys?
defenders we could go for. Danny Bart, half Punjabi, half British, former Wolves youth team player. He's been playing.
Where's he playing?
I think he's at Derby at the moment, playing for Derby.
Okay.
They're in the playoff positions at the moment, so he's having a pretty good season for them.
Well, listen. Let me just say a few hellos here. There's a few people. Fit girls join. Hello. How you doing? A1. Fa Kiani. Fiaz Shah's join. Listen, guys. Let's have some likes of you guys because Zaid and Zaid Ali and myself, our first show. This is the Ramadan, and you know, let's get some likes. And as soon as I say like, somebody's trying to ring me. I don't know. Let me just.
Live radio.
This is amazing. Jazz, we're on live radio, mate. Hello.
Does he have a view on Wolves
Yeah,
versus
it's
Arsenal?
me and Zaid Ali. We're on. You know, sorry. Well, that's what I thought. But Alvina's the boss, so we've been asked to come on a little bit earlier. How are you doing? Can I get back to you? Okay, bye. I will. No problem. Take care. Sorry, guys. That was a former presenter who rang me. Ijaz. Ijaz Ali. Okay.
Did not know it's not a live phone-in show.
Oh, it isn't. It isn't. It isn't live. I do apologize, guys. I didn't know. I thought it was Habin course saying okay, hello to you, Zaid. So we're getting a few people here. But just getting back to the Premier Division, what's happened with Liverpool? I'm a Liverpool fan. What's going
Yeah.
on? What's happening?
Well, Arne Slot did a great job last
He
season.
did. He did. What's happening now?
Taking on a team from Jurgen Klopp and actually improving them.
Yeah.
And then I think Mohamed Salah's dip in form has been quite extraordinary.
Is that do you reckon that could be linked to Jota?
Potentially, I mean, it was very sad that Diogo Jota passed away, him and his brother, in a car accident, and it may have had a psychological impact on a lot of his fellow players and the Liverpool squad as a whole.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that team, they were starting to age and show their age. I mean, people like Virgil van Dijk, who's been absolutely fantastic Premier League defender. He's now in his is it mid-30s, and it's going to start to tell. You're going to lose a yard of pace. There's always younger, fitter players coming through the ranks to take you on.
Absolutely.
And that has been one issue. But also, I think some of the signings they've made haven't really bedded down straight away. Buying Florian Wirtz for over 100 million, that should have been a signing which took them to the next level. The signing of Isak should have taken them to the next level. I mean, Hugo Ekitike has been
he's been a revelation, hasn't he?
he's been great.
He's been really good. And coming back to the game yesterday and the opposition, who are at the top of the league, are they going to mess it up again?
Well, there are Arsenal fans who are talking about they're going to bottle it, and a lot of opposition fans are singing "second again, ole ole," because Arsenal have made a habit of always flattering to deceive, looking as though they will challenge for the title, and then always falling at the final hurdle. They've been called bottle jobs.
How many points are they ahead at the top? About is it 5 or 7 points? What is it? How many points is it?
Arsenal are 5 points ahead of Manchester City, but
They've got to play City.
They've got to play Manchester City. So, and Manchester City have played one game less. So
Okay.
there's a bit of a issue with regards to their fate is not in their own hands anymore, and it was due to Wolves getting a point against them yesterday. So absolutely fantastic result for Wolverhampton. The game actually took place at the same time as Tarawih prayers were taking place at various mosques around Wolverhampton. So I know a lot of Wolverhampton Wanderers supporters of our faith community would have been unable to go and watch the match. I had to miss the match myself. But there was a funny tweet somebody put out. I think he was might have been an Arsenal fan,
Go on.
and he said, "Some boys missed Tarawih prayers for this." And Wolverhampton Wanderers player Jean Rickner Bellegarde, who is a Muslim, alhamdulillah, he actually replied to that tweet with 3 crying face emojis. So that was quite a funny funny tweet from Jean Rickner Bellegarde.
Well, I tell you what, you talked about City and Manchester City. They just don't seem to go away, do they? They just don't go away.
It's like a machine. I mean, Pep Guardiola has been in the news recently for speaking out on what is going on in the world at the moment. The conflicts, the genocide that is going on, and he was pictured wearing a keffiyeh.
Yeah.
Recently, is being applauded by many people for having the backbone to speak out. There's very few people in the sporting world who have had the courage to speak out about what is going on in the wider world. and Pep Guardiola, probably the best manager of this generation, probably will go down in history
I
as
think
one of the best managers of all time.
yeah, he will. He'll definitely be in the top 10%. Greatest managers of all time, and his stance on Palestine. He's if you watch him, he's when he's been collecting awards, he's actually blanked certain dignitaries who are linked to that country,
Mm.
right? We're not allowed to mention that country on air, are we? So you know what I'm talking about, yeah. So I'm learning now, aren't I? Yeah. So going back to Pep, he's been fighting about the he's been fighting about the Palestinian cause. Sorry, guys, I need to be speaking into the mic. So he's been fighting about the Palestinian cause, and hopefully, inshallah, this is the month of Ramadan. I'm hoping that uh, you know the Master of the Worlds can hopefully, inshallah, improve things with all our du'as during the month of Ramadan for the people in Palestine and more specifically Gaza.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Pep was talking about, how can we just play football and keep quiet when there's so much suffering going on in the world? He likes obviously specifically pointing to Palestine, but there's so much oppression going on in places like Sudan, in
Yeah,
Congo,
never mentioned
um,
those.
in places like Venezuela, Cuba as well. So we do have to be cognizant of these
Is it
issues.
isn't Greenland one of them that they're targeting as well?
Well, absolutely. The leader of the free world, President Trump, has been casting his glances over Greenland and wanting to take control of their vast resources for the benefit of, I don't know, himself.
Mankind.
Well, he claims for the United States. He's quite blatant about that.
Yeah, well, it's shocking. How long we got left before we go to break? Have we got?
Got 7 more minutes.
We got 7 more minutes.
One of the things which I wanted to bring up
Yeah, go
was
on.
so
Hi guys, everybody out there.
Ramadan is a time for prayer, reflection, charity,
Absolutely.
but it's also a time for where we like to be respectful and to our neighbours, our wider community, be good hosts. Often people will put on iftars, invite people to their iftars.
I love that, don't you?
Yeah.
It's phenomenal when you get invited around.
Yeah, and Wolverhampton Wanderers yesterday they actually invited two kick streamers by the name of Stable Ronaldo and Marlon to watch the Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Arsenal match, and they gave them free Wolverhampton Wanderers gear. Put them in a executive box. Giving them the full hospitality, which is very kind of them, and. It was rather thrown back in their face by these kick streamers. I don't know whether some of our younger listeners may understand what a kick streamer is.
I don't. What is it?
So I think these people they have like
What's a clip streamer, guys?
online channel where they either play games or they watch sports or engage in some sort of
Oh, yes.
activity, and their viewers can chat to them online as they're engaging in these activities.
Do you know what? My nephew does that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his name's Zian. He does that. Oh, okay. So that's what it is. What's it? Kick streaming.
Kick streaming, yeah. And
Okay.
this guy, Stable Ronaldo,
Mate, I don't know what kick streaming is, but yeah.
I'd never heard of him, but I looked him up on Twitter. He's got 1.5 million followers, and when they were coming out of the stadium, they were filming it because they film everything live. They were mobbed outside the Wolves Stadium by young people from our local community who had obviously they're fans.
Yeah.
And so it's extraordinary, but it's a bit nasty of them to throw back the hospitality that Wolves offered them, but because they were in the Wolves executive boxes and they were celebrating the Arsenal goals, and then it's gone pretty viral on Twitter.
Okay.
But Wolves fans were giving them equal in return when Wolves scored that equaliser, that sort of last-minute equaliser by Tommy Dozy.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. I mean, they needed to get it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 1.5 million followers because he plays some silly computer game.
Yes, it's Stable Ronaldo. Look him up
Stable Ronaldo.
on
Okay.
Twitter, but I think he's mainly on probably Twitch or Kick or some of these
If
streaming
I'm on
platforms.
TikTok here, Stable Ronaldo. If you're out there, uh, give us a like. Yeah,
Well, Stable Ronaldo, give us your opinion.
yeah. Give us your opinion, Stable Ronaldo. What happened?
What did you think of Wolverhampton? What do you think of Wolverhampton
Yeah,
Wanderers?
what do you think of Wolverhampton? Yeah, look, say that again. So, what do you think of Wolverhampton, Stable Ronaldo?
We're
And
calling out Stable Ronaldo.
Stable Ronaldo.
If he's kick streaming live right now,
Yeah,
tell him in the comments, guys, that he's been called out on
he's
Iman One.
he's called out on Iman One, right? It's a radio radio shows that'll go on the month of Ramadan, right? And me and Zaid, I'm Zaid Shah, and this is Zaid Ali. Both of us, Z squared. We love talking about everything and anything, but we had to talk about the game yesterday. So come on, Stable Ronaldo. Wolves beat you yesterday 2-all. So am I right or wrong, Zaid?
Yeah, they were wearing on their outer coats they were wearing Wolves jackets because they've been given this free clothing by the club.
Why
And then-
can't Wolves give us free stuff? Because we're always talking about them.
Yeah, we'll have to get in touch with them. And, then underneath they were wearing Arsenal shirts. And then when Arsenal scored, they were like revealing their Arsenal shirts and screaming and shouting. And
Okay.
it wasn't appreciated by the Wolves fans who were in the vicinity. It's a dangerous thing to do.
It is a dangerous thing to do, and we've got a couple more minutes. And I think what I'd like to say to our audience is, is that what I'd like to say to our audience after, Zaid Ali mentioned something very important about the gentleman that they've found in London somewhere, some talented footballer.
Yes.
And I want to touch on this after we are on after the break, aren't we? So we'll touch on this talent because I want to talk about not just football. I want to talk about cricket and other sports within this country and the mainly the BME community and what we can do more with platforms like social media where we can support these young people who want to play professional sport. How we can support them like this. What's his name?
Tom Edozie.
Tommy Dozie. Yeah, 19-year-old.
19 years old. I think he's of Nigerian and British parentage.
Yeah.
And as I said, his brother, I think Samuel Edozie, plays for Southampton FC.
Okay.
So he's already got a brother who's reached a pretty good level in the professional game.
Okay.
And he's now making his way. His brother's 23, Tom is 19. And we could have another Midlands connected young brother, sort of coming through. One of the best players in England and the world, Jude Bellingham, hails from this area as well, the Midlands.
Yeah.
From Stourbridge. So,
Well, the Midlands have produced a lot of good players, haven't they? It's and I'm hoping that this Tommy Dozie can take his football to the next level.
yeah, I mean,
Remember he did score against the best defence in the Premier Division this year as well.
absolutely. I mean, absolutely. I mean, he took his goal so well.
He did.
He'd just come on. He'd been on the pitch 10 minutes. The conditions yesterday were very cold. There was a bit of rain and sleet in the air. He came on and he was mixing it in midfield with Arsenal players of the caliber of Declan Rice, England international midfielder.
But you know what my concern there is,
Hmm.
and you know what my concern is going to be is if he does that against Arsenal, teams like City and Liverpool are going to be looking at that, aren't they? And the Chelsea does as
I
well.
think that's part of the model that Wolves are now following. Our business goal is basically to produce young players from our academy and then sell them on to bigger clubs where they can display their talents.
But Wolves is a big club, man. It is. It's always been a big club. It's just that
I think we have to be realistic. In the grand scheme of things, we are probably in the sort of middle to lower ranks of the Premier League. If you look at the sort of core statistics which make up a big club, it's tends to be based on your fan base. And Wolves as a fan base, Wolves is a medium-sized city, smaller city, and
it is. You're
so
right.
there's a limit to what you can achieve. Manchester United and Liverpool, they are represent much bigger cities, and they
Yeah.
also, because of history and social media, they have actually built up global fan bases.
But, okay, 5 minutes left. Okay, listen, I've got a Dil Manchester United has just TikTok me to say you missed Man United, you scouser. So you know who that is, don't you?
We no no no. Who,
It's Zafar from Holden Road.
okay.
Listen, Zaf. Okay, let's talk about Manchester United. I hate Manchester United, but let's give them a little bit of a. They're playing well. They have played well.
I mean, they've had recently very good results
Yeah,
against Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal. So yeah, I mean, since Michael Carrick's come in particular, he seems to have found the uh, reserve of energy in the players and really inspired them to reach new levels. I mean, Casemiro has really started to perform. Um, Matthias Cunha, his goal assist ratio has really improved under Michael Carrick.
yeah.
We're seeing Amad Diallo, uh, Patrick Mbumo. All these players are really starting to kick into gear, and even Benjamin Sesko.
I tell you what, Zaid, his knowledge, mashallah, on the Premier Division is phenomenal. I mean, I do watch it, but I don't. Your in-depth knowledge on players is just phenomenal. I used to have that kind of knowledge before, but I, you know what, I'm going to say something very
Oh
controversial.
no.
I don't think that the Premier Division, Zaid, is as good as it used to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder what controversial
No,
opinion you're going to come out with.
controversial in the sense people will say, look, you're not being fair. But I don't think the Premier Division football is great because I'm a Liverpool fan, and when you got players like Conor Bradley
Mm,
and Robertson playing, and Slot has spent something like 500 million. How are they getting in the team? I'm a Liverpool fan,
mm.
and I'm saying this. It's shocking how poor the football is for them guys to be allowed to play. I don't think Connor would get into the Wolves side. Forget Liverpool.
You say that it's very hard to judge how good competition
Right there,
is.
uh, I've got to say this. Zafar says, I think Zaid Ali is an undercover United fan. Zaid, could this be possible?
I actually used to be a bit of a Man United fan because we have connections going back to the 1980s. You
Okay.
might remember that when Alex Ferguson was manager of Manchester United, he loaned us several of their young up and coming players, including his own son, Darren Ferguson.
It
So
was it was rubbish.
well, he played for Wolves, and he's had a
And
reasonable
then he
career.
went to Accrington Stanley.
He had a reasonable career at lower league level. So yeah, I mean, we do have connections going back to Man United, and I've like followed their fortunes. I mean, one of our most successful periods
You're
in the
right, Zaf.
Premier League has been when we got two ex-Manchester United players, Dennis Irwin and Paul Ince, and they took us to playoff glory in 2003.
Oh, remember Paul Ince? What a player! He was a phenomenal player, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He played exceptionally well
Good, good.
for both uh, Manchester United and Liverpool. One of the few players to represent Manchester United and Liverpool successfully. Obviously, much more successful at Manchester United, and he was known as the Governor.
Yeah.
And absolutely fantastic player for Wolves when he helped get us promoted, and also spent one season with us in the Premier League as well.
I think we've got 1 minute left before. Well, that was a great guess. We've got 1 minute left before we go to the break, and I think we've shared quite a lot about our views on what happened yesterday and what we think might happen with the Premier Division. I think we'll talk about this over the next few weeks, but. Listen, guys, it's Z Squared, Zaid Ali, and Zaid Shah. We're going to go on a break in a few minutes. If you want to WhatsApp, 07440 420 432, right? And please, 0190 972 150. 30 seconds to go. When we come after the break, we will be talking about talent, missed talent in sport in the UK. So, Zaid, I think that's it, really. Time out. Here we go.